Sammy Brown could be one of the best linebackers in college football in 2025. Stay tuned to find out why he is worth the hype. Clemson linebacker Sammy Brown quietly had one of the most exciting seasons for a true freshman that we've seen. Ryan, what makes this kid so talented?
I mean, you just got to go back and look at his recruiting background, and we'll get deeper into it, Joe. But this kid was at 6'2", 235 pounds. This was a decorated wrestler on the high school level. Was also a 10'7", 10'6", 100-meter runner in track and field. So we are talking about a physical linebacker who can run for days and understands how to attack leverage with his wrestling background as well. Like, this is just one of the more well-rounded athletes that we have seen at linebacker come out of high school in several years, which is why you saw him make a immediate impact for Clemson and why in 2025 he's ready to explode on the national scene.
He was a really fun player to track, and he's a big reason why I think the Clemson defense takes a step forward, because we know all of the regular faces that we're going to talk about a lot this summer: TJ Parker, Peter Woods, Devontae Capehart, Avion Terrell. But Sammy Brown, if he improves his instincts, his decision-making, the athleticism is only going to make him a more dynamic player. And despite him having a lot of inconsistencies with reading plays and him guessing from time to time, he still had 80 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks. That includes a spurt where in the beginning of the year, he wasn't even really a starting backer. He started to increase his role as the season went on, and you saw the defense improve as well. I really think that Sammy Brown is going to be an anchor for this team because he has, as you just mentioned, rare athleticism for a true freshman linebacker who looked the part. A lot of times these guys got to add weight, and that was not the case for Brown.
Well, let's talk about the two godsends to Sammy Brown this offseason. One, Wes Goodwin out, Tom Allen in. That is a huge upgraded defensive coordinator. Should be a whole lot better. Because let's be honest, man. When you watched the film last year, there were so many guys that were asked to do things that just were not their strength. And it was just not, like, they were not set up to be successful last year under Coach Goodwin. Like, they just weren't. So I think that defensive coordinator switch needed to happen. And then the other godsend is you got Capehart back. Woods is returning. Tamorian Parker, TJ Parker is coming back, and you got Will Helt coming in from Purdue. So that defensive line is going to be stacked this year, which is going to allow guys like Sammy Brown to be able to run all over the place.
Talking a little bit about his background and what people need to know about him. He was a former 5-star recruit per 247 Sports, number 2 linebacker in the country out of Jefferson High School in Georgia. He was also the 19th overall recruit per the 247 Sports composite ranking. And one of the things that I always loved about him was just hearing a lot of the takes from recruiting analysts, bringing up the random bits of athletic just achievements that he has. Just an insane force generator. I also love this comparison on the 247 Sports website from Andrew Ivins, comparing him to Miles Jack, who, like, you can see it, and you were telling me before we even taped this that he also was prolific as a running back when he was in high school as well. So it makes some sense.
Well, and 247 actually had a freaks list when he was coming out of high school, and Sammy Brown was number 1 on that freaks list in the 2023 recruiting class. I already mentioned his wrestling background. I mentioned his track and field background, so this kid can run. But his senior season at running back, he ran for 2,289 yards and 36 touchdowns. He averaged 9 yards per carry. While also, Joe, on the defense side of the ball, having 153 total tackles and 12 tackles for loss. He was named the linebacker of the year nationally for what he did on defense. It was also just casually a 2,000-yard rusher on the offensive side of the football.
Just casually. Maybe we should get some sub packages. He'd be the Travis Hunter of linebackers
or the Miles Jack.
Backs.
Or the Miles Jack.
Yeah. Good. Obviously, that was right in front of our faces. Yeah. I'm always excited when young guys jump onto the scene and are able to get early exposure to playing time. And there's been a few linebackers we've seen over the past couple of years, like CJ Allen's another guy that we'll end up doing a separate video on, who comes to mind immediately. If we had to provide a projection, I think that this guy, he needs to improve again, his instincts. Sure. But this is a first-round level prospect in 2027 if he is able to make that jump and show that progression, especially knowing that a guy like Jahad Campbell with an injury history and injury concerns was still a first-rounder because he tested so well.
I mean, this kid is going to be 6'2", 235 already. He could be 240 pounds. He's going to run in the 4.5s, and he's going to do some freaky stuff from a testing perspective. So yeah, as long as he has the progression that you want to see from a football player over the next year, like, he is a guy that should be in that conversation for sure. This looks like a future first round talent. Absolutely. It's just now about the nuance of playing the position. If that comes, then this kid is going to go very, very early whenever he declares.
Folks, comment below your thoughts on Sammy Brown and how you think Clemson is going to do this year. Hit that like button and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.